Welcome back. This is Leslie here, and I thought I'd show you some of the finds I made at Walmart lately. A couple of things I've been wanting pretty badly. One is a hammock with a mosquito net, and they're not horribly pricey, but still around $50 for the one that I like. And I've got a hammock. Now I don't even know if I like camping in a hammock yet. I'll know soon, but. I got a really good idea from Cryptic Cricket's channel for a really nice, cheap bug net, and that would go with your hammock. And I also want a big, lightweight tarp. And there's one I've kind of had my heart set on. I think it's by Snug Pack. It's a 10 by 10 tarp, but it's about $60, so it's on my wish list. Well, I went to Walmart the other day, and one of the things I found, this is something Cryptic Cricket suggested. Now, this is the only color I could get two of. That was this or black. And this is a sheer curtain. It is 84 inches long and 54 inches wide. Okay? So, not as tall as, quite as tall as me, but getting close. Okay? So, I got two of these. They were $4 and change each, so not bad at all. And what he does is he takes these, he sews them side by side together, folds them over, cuts them to a taper, and these have a place to put a rod through at the top and the bottom. So when I fold these over, I have these wonderful two channels at the bottom. So look at his build on this. It's great. And he puts some around that bottom. He just puts some 1/8 inch bungee shock cord. And I managed to get some of that. And it's really cool. I've got 25 feet of it. Don't remember what I paid for it because I ordered it. But I used Amazon Prime. And so it didn't cost to ship it. And it couldn't have been much, or, you know me, I would not have bought it. So we got that, and it's way, way more than enough for this project. So a lot of projects are going to come out of that. This is the way you find those sheer curtains at Walmart. And this will get the no-seams, everything. And it is mesh, so it is going to let air come through. When I get this made, I'll show it to you, and we'll go from there. Now, I've got a few more projects that I was able to get the materials for very cheaply. Now, one of them is, of course, that lightweight tarp. Now, I came across some polyester, 100% polyester fabric at Walmart, and it is just like tent fabric. It looks like it. Now, I'm sure it's not waterproof. It's okay. So this is a piece, this is 1 yard of it, okay? 1 yard of this nice polyester fabric. It's super light. It is, the neat thing is that it's maybe only a yard of fabric, but it's 6 feet wide. Okay? Now, what I'm going to do with this piece, because I don't know how strong it is. Seems strong, but we'll see. I'm going to do some tests on this fabric, some tarps. I'm going to do some more hanging from the ceiling in my shop, okay? And we'll see just how strong this stuff is. But my idea with this piece, which is a good solid 3 feet wide and 6 feet long, is to try making one of those really cool bushcraft camp chairs out of it, where you just gather it at the top and hang it over a tripod or something and put a stick through the bottom slot. So that's what I'm going to do with that. So this is going to be the first project that I try waterproofing. There's not much light in here, is there? I'm going to turn some on. Hold on. I just sort of expected if it's daylight, everybody ought to see well. So that's what I'm going to do with that piece of, I can't tell if you can see what color it is here, but it is just a very bright yellow fabric. And now, the other thing that I did was I went ahead and got polyester upholstery thread to go with it. 100% polyester thread. This is 150 yards. It was almost $2.50, not quite. Pricey part of the project there. Okay, so we're going to go back to my desire to have a big tarp. Now, the problem with that is even if I find the fabric, it's got to be waterproofed. So I looked on several channels, and I apologize because I can't remember where I finally found the formula for it. But David Pearson, Really Big Monkey 1, please check out his channel. He has so many ideas, and he's a heck of a nice guy. And you know, he'll answer your questions. You know, you can PM him back and forth. He's a great guy. He even wished my baby sister a happy birthday from my pal in Georgia. So check out his channel. He's the one that told me to do this, because I thought I was going to be spraying lots of expensive Camp Dry or its equivalent on this tarp. But he said, take some silicone sealer and some mineral spirits, mix it up together and soak it in it, hang it up to dry. But he couldn't remember the proportions, so I went out on the internet and I found out that for my tarp, which is going to end up being, this is going to, nope, that's not the one, hang on. This is it. This is going to be my giant 12 by 12 lightweight tarp. I meant to weigh this. It's not super lightweight. It probably weighs a couple of pounds. I don't know. I'll have to check. But I will get back to you on that. This is a piece from that, oh, I forgot to tell you what I paid for that yellow fabric, that yard of fabric. Walmart, $1. Go and check it out. Ask them for their dollar fabrics. Get them to point you to them. It may be just a special that's going on for a while, but I know that's the regular price of that fabric when they have it. $1. Paid $1 for that. I'm going to get a camp chair for $1 and a little bit of sewing. And a little bit of silicone and mineral spirits. Okay, this tarp, however, I got 8 yards of fabric. So this is also 6 feet wide. So it's 6 feet by 24 feet. That, once I sew it together, is going to make, by the time I hem the edges and sew the two pieces together, it's going to be just something shy of a 12 by 12 lightweight tarp. Now, the other thing that I was going to do, I was going to use some of those good dollar store dog leashes on this, but there's some tarp maker out there on YouTube suggested instead that I get plain old polyester grosgrain ribbon. I'm going to test this too. We're going to break it hanging from the ceiling in the shop, see how strong it is. But I know that it's just as strong as this. We're going to test this too, okay? So it's just as strong as this, because I can tug on this as hard as I can tug on this, and I have to tug on both of them until they break, and we'll see what happens. But this, my giant tarp that was going to cost me for a 10 by 10, $60. This piece of fabric cost me, can you see it? $8. 8 yards of fabric, 6 feet wide. Okay? It's going to be some kind of tarp. The ribbon I've got here, let's see, 18 feet of ribbon. Not sure, I haven't got a lot of tie-outs planned for this tarp, but 18 feet of ribbon was just under $2. Okay, now, I decided I liked it so well that I would go back and get more. And I also found out that they had some of the sheer fabric for $1 a yard, which is probably going to be a tiny bit cheaper. Not a whole lot cheaper, but a little cheaper than the shears, but there'll be more sewing on it. It's also 6 feet wide, And I got a piece about, I don't know, 7 feet long maybe. It's all they had. I bought all they had of that. And it's kind of blue, so there it is. But I got it anyway because it was $1 a yard. So I also decided I would go ahead and get more tarp fabric. This piece is, I bought all they had, 4 yards, cost me $4. And it is 6 feet by 12 feet. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this one yet. Just not sure. But got it anyway because, you know, sometimes your mind just says, get that, you need it. I have an evil mind. It leads me astray all the time. I got that piece. Now this piece is it's 8.5 feet. 8.5 yards, I'm sorry. Cost me $8.50. Also 6 feet wide. $1 a yard. It's future tarps for sure. Maybe tents, who knows. Got another piece of the chocolate. All they had left was 7.5 yards. I got it. And this is going to be another experiment. Now this one, it's on 5 yards. It is also 6 feet wide, but it's not the polyester. It is a much sturdier fabric. You can just tell it is. And probably a little heavier, maybe not much. But it is a $1 a yard. Got 5 yards of it. So it is 6 feet by 15 feet. And I'm figuring, especially for somebody as short as I am, that might make 2 hammocks. And I'm going to do a little test on the strength of it also. All you can do is try, right? So it's a harder, thicker, sturdier fabric, still really smooth, nice fabric, but $5 for possibly 2 hammocks, not bad. Okay, what I might make is a little bit bigger hammock and a gear hammock out of it. That's a possibility too. Got that. Okay, so I think that's kind of what I have for you today. Now, I did want to tell you, I didn't bring up the silicone and the mineral spirits, but I do figure that with the upholstery thread, which is a little expensive as far as I'm concerned, any that costs more than $1 is expensive, right? So, but I'm figuring that's 150 yards, and I'm not a seamstress, so I'm not accustomed to how much thread it takes for a project. Now, for my big 12 by 12 tarp, it's got to be sewn together, so it'll be in 2 pieces. Now, so I'm going to double stitch it at least across the middle where the 2 pieces go together. I'm going to, fold it over, iron it out, and double stitch it. I figure I'll use a straight stitch because the fabric is not stretchy, so I think a straight stitch will do fine. I'm going to try that. And then I also want to, fold it over twice, for about, maybe 2 inches on the all the edges, and I want to double stitch that. So I'm thinking stitching back and forth across a 12-foot tarp. That's that's 4 yards, so that's 8 yards to stitch it twice. And I'm figuring if I double that, see, 8 yards, if I stitch it twice, 4 yards across, 4 yards across, stitch it twice, it'll be 8 yards. And if it takes twice as much to sew across as that, maybe 16 yards of thread to do 2 seams across. So it's 5 times 16 if you do all the way around the sides and once across. So somebody do the math. What's 5 times 16? Not sure. It's 50. Is it 92? I don't know. But I think I can do it with 1 spool. So we're going to have $2.50 worth of thread. We're going to have $8 worth of material. So we're up to $10.50. We're going to have a couple of dollars, less than a couple of dollars, say $1 worth of ribbon for the tie-outs. No, we better say two. I got a lot of tie-outs on that thing. So, the grandbaby just went that way. Sunday's down here. She can't find anything to jump on to be in the picture. So, let's say $2 worth of ribbon. So we're at, let's see, I'm confused. We're at $12.50 plus I paid about $12 for that gallon of mineral spirits. So we'll say a quart of that we're going to need. So that's another $4. And I've lost track. That's $16.50 plus about $2.50 worth of that 100% silicone caulk, half a tube. See, $19. So we're under $20 for this project for a lot of work, but it's more fun to do it yourself anyway. So that's what I have coming up right now, and if it works well, I will let you know, and we'll test it. Now this weekend, and it's part of the reason you're not getting much in the way of videos from me this weekend, because next weekend I am going to my nap-in at Cove Lake State Park in Jacksboro, Tennessee. Maybe Caryville, I'm not sure which town claims the park. But going to a nap-in, looking forward to it. I'll get there Thursday night and set up my camp and be there until Sunday afternoon. So I'm pretty excited about that. I want to take a lot of video. I know that some of you have asked about the napping. I'm a little baby green bean napper. I don't know much yet. I plan to learn a lot this weekend. I'm going to take a lot of video, and I'm going to test some of my camping gear. I have to say, and it kind of makes me sad to admit it, when I was young, I'd go camping with a pocket knife and matches. Okay. And my mother, when she went camping, if civilization were destroyed, she could have recreated it from her supplies. I have turned into my mother. I'm making myself leave the laptop at home. So I'm making myself leave some of my cooking gear at home. I'm making myself leave extra stoves at home, okay? I'm still going to take way too many tarps and way too much plastic and way too many tents and probably an extra cot just so I can test it, and too much stuff. But, that's why I have to start packing my truck today, even though I don't leave till Thursday. But it's been a pleasure. I will have lots of videos for you, probably not next weekend. I may, if I get home in time Sunday night, post kind of a little intro and post some different things on some of my gear testing, my camp setup, the way I have things, and I will also keep you posted on all the neat stuff that I'm working on. And thank you so much to my fellow YouTubers who, is me being a rank beginner, have really encouraged me in this. Sunset Bay Bonnie, I say, Bonnie, what does VR mean? And she'll tell me. And I said, I need a YouTube glossary. And Tara Farley has been great about being encouraging, and so has Diane with Dee Mandy. I don't know, it's too long. I can never remember that channel. But she's been awesome. She's really been great and supportive. Dean O has been so great, and really Big Monkey One, David Pearson. He has just been. I've been following him on YouTube for a year or two before I started making my own videos. And he told me, "Go on, girl, make a video. Get out there, do it." He's awesome. Please go out and subscribe to his channel. Another favorite of mine is the Mrs. Wolfe on Our Half Acre Homestead. Her homesteading ideas, her canning, her food processing, you know, and Howie's got all these things he does, like with solar panels and remodeling. They do everything, and they do it on a half-acre garden. I mean, hunting, you name it, they do it. So do go out and look at her channel also, Our Half-Acre Homestead. Great lady Bev is. And I know I'm missing people that have been encouraging to me here in the last few weeks since I started posting videos. But y'all rock. Thank you. And thank you again for subscribing to my channel. I appreciate it. And thank you for visiting me here in East Tennessee. It's always a pleasure to see you. And come back anytime. I've misplaced my remote. We'll see y'all. Bye-bye.